So in this video, we're just going to look at some parameters for you win. So I've set up two parameters here. One that you win when you complete the whole game. And then I've set up another parameter when you win if you score a certain amount of points. So just two kind of ways in which you can win this game. So the first thing we need to look at then is the HUD. So if we just bring up the HUD, obviously nothing's changed here, but we've just updated the script. Now in terms of winning when you have a maximum amount of points, I've just set up a max score here that we can pull from. Currently I've set this really low just to make sure that I can test all the parameters. But obviously eventually if you've got 3 levels, you're probably going to want to set this to something like 500 or something like that. So that's the first bit. We just said var max underscore equals 25. And then the next bit that we've done in this particular script is we've improved the set score. So we've now, on line 25, we said, right, if score is greater than or equal to max score, which was our 25 set up here, then we want to do something. The thing that we want it to do is head on to the scene that says you win menu. So it goes off to the you win menu. If we want to like replay it again after we've won, we also need to reset the parameters. So I've reset the score back to 0. I've reset the health back to 3. And then I've assigned this to the actual nodes. If I make this a bit bigger, you can see this. I've assigned it to the nodes on the HUD page so that the label of health gets set to 3, and the label of score gets set to 3. And that's pretty much it there. There's nothing else doing that. So that sets up the max score. So let's just go ahead and test this. So if I bring in level 1, and then I press the play button, and then if I go through and we know that the deaf ones work, so let's just collect all these and make 25 points. So there's my 10 points, there's my 15 points, there's my 20 points, and then let me just lose a life as well, just so when you see it resets everything. So let's do that as well. And let's just collect, I've gone too low. Let's reset that one more time. Just lose 1 life. So let's click points here. We've got to get up to 25 points. That's why I couldn't do it before. And there we go. When we walk through this, that'll give us another 10 points. So there we go. That should have been 25 points and 2 lives. So if I press the main menu now and then go back to the start menu, you'll notice that it's completely reset back to 0. So you can win now if you actually collect the right amount of points, which is great. And obviously, once again, 25 is way too low. So the next way in which you want to be able to win is if you go through the final boss or whatever. So if you go to level 3 here, what I've done is I've set up a little castle at the end, and I've set a collision. Now you can have these invisible collisions anywhere you want. So how I've set up this collision, if I just close a couple of these scenes, I've actually created a new scene called You Win Collision. And you'll notice it's just an empty container. So the first thing that I did here is I set up an area 2D. So just type in area 2D. Then the next thing I did is I had a collision shape 2D. And I've just assigned it to a rectangle. Just coming into here and selecting rectangle. Once we've done that, I've locked them all together because I'm going to be moving this around. I've just come over to this button here and locked it together so it doesn't move. Then I've needed to set up a signal. So before I set up a signal, we set up the script. So just clicking on this green, when it's green, will set up the collision. I save that to my scripts folder. And then finally for the signal, I just went over to where it says node. And then I said body entered, and then I connected it. Once you've connected it, you're just going to write a very small script. It's very similar to what we've already got. So if I come over to the scripts, you'll notice I've got my you win collision, and it's very similar here. So this is the signal that we set up. So it says on you win collision body entered. So when the player goes in, and this is just like the coin, it's just like the enemy and the gem. So we've got when body enters, do something. So it says go and get the node and then add 1,000 points. Now, the reason I put it to 1,000 points is so it kind of guarantees that it wins. And you can put as many zeros on there as you want just to make sure it kind of wins, okay? Once again, it's pulling from the HUD script. So it's communicating with the score variable. It's actually pulling from that. So the other thing that I've used, if I come back to level 3, is I've actually entered the castle in here. Now I'll leave this in the Google Classroom, but same as before, I've just put the image into the images folder and I've got my castle here, then just dragged it in as a sprite. So once we've got the castle in, it's now important when I walk past this area, this you win collision, that it activates. So in order to get that into the scene, all I've done is I've clicked on level 3, clicked on the link button, and I've gone to where it says you win collision, selected it and then press open. And then all you do then is you just move it into the place you want. So if you put it over the door, you can assume that it's going to kind of execute as soon as it goes to the door. Now if you make it a bit bigger, you can actually make it look like it's going to walk through the door or whatever. Okay. So we just move that into place. So that's pretty much it. If we just save all scenes, and I'll give you a screenshot of all the code just so you've got it as well. But if we press the run button and then walk through the door, so we're here, and obviously once we walk through the door, it will actually say you win. We can go back to the beginning. Now just to make sure that works properly, let's play the whole game through. So start menu, let's lose a life, let's collect some points. We don't want to click too much, otherwise we'll win. Okay, so we've got a score of 10, we've got 2 health at the moment. So we just jump over that, we don't want to get any more than that. So when we walk through this arrow, it will take us to level 2. So we're going to walk through level 2, and once again, all my score and my health is maintaining as it should be, which is good. And then I'm on to the final level, and I can walk through the door, and boom, it says you win. So I can press the main menu button, go back to the beginning, and all being well, your score will now be 0 again and your health will be 3. So there we go, we've reset all the parameters so you can replay it, and we've got 2 ways of winning the game now. So you win the game by collecting the most amount of gems or coins, or you win the game by getting to that end boss.